Starting?
Oh, this is you. This is all you.
Oh, the whole thing? Yeah, no. Yo, what's up, family? How many people we got on this call right now? 13. Okay, we kind of deep. No cap. I'm not even gonna be just transparent with y'all. As y'all can see, y'all probably witnessed I have not been as active and as present in the space as I needed to be. In this moment in itself, in this present moment, actually, I'm somewhat ill prepared, just because it's just a state of mind that I'm personally in when it comes to trying to dish out information, and in a way that is structured or anything, because I'm just not in that space right now. So wholeheartedly and just transparently speaking, I'm just speaking from my soul, my spirit, like whatever I have in front of me. Just making sure I get back into the space, making sure I get back uncomfortable. So whatever comes at this point just comes, man. Self-love was probably what I'm going to start with first. Taking the time to yourself is really more important, and it's pretty simple. It's simple, but it's not easy. Because a lot of days, I spent a lot of time, trying to invest myself into, this opportunity, because I wanted to make sure that, I was bringing as much value as I can to help you guys, or just being able to, just if I know that if just in my speech in itself, it can click certain parts of the brain or certain emotions in people that allow certain things to click over, or help you transition to certain mind states. So my troubles, and everything that I go through, one thing that I realize is that it's never really been for me, because I just have this connectivity about my soul, in which I'm able to dish things out and help others around me, to the point where I forget to actually do that for myself. I remember when Isaiah first joined, and within the first couple weeks, where I stepped up, telling him I wanted to be his mentor, I was feeling that motivation to do that, and be a solid individual for that sole purpose. He came to me, he was like, bro, I appreciate the way that you speak, the way you talk, this, that, and the third. He was like, I value you as a person. I like, that's how it was ordeal. He said, forgot what he said, but I remember the first thing I wanted to do was, combat what he was saying. Just kind of nah, bro, don't look at me like that. Don't talk so highly of me, because I don't know what I'm doing, and then sometimes it feels like that. But then when you sit down, and at least when I sat down and he told me, he was like, bro, how you gonna talk to yourself like that when you literally have all the answers? Anytime I come to you, you tell me this, you tell me that, and it be content, it be valuable content. So, that's something that I actually, think about frequent, when I'm going through my motions. I'm like, when you sit and you have all these thoughts racketeering in your brain, and everything's just back and forth. You got doubt, you got motivation, you got inspiration, you have fear, you got love, you got anger, you got sadness, you got despair. You want more. You got appreciation for yourself, and at the same time you have disgust. So you just internally, you're so discombobulated. It's that confusion and all of that ruckus is where you're gonna get all your answers from, right? It's where you're gonna find your alignment, right? It's about being able to take each and every single one of those things, and it's not to do away with them, because if you try to do away with certain things, you're trying to make yourself not human. right? You want to be able to look at every flaw, every nook and cranny, and just be able to piece everything in a way that, you know, it's kind of like, I don't know if you guys ever seen that broken plate analogy, where, you know, they say that certain relationships or certain bonds are like, you know, it's like a plate. It's very like trust is like a plate. It's very fragile. And when you drop it, the pieces are gone. But I seen this picture where they actually took the pieces of the broken plate, painted a little bit, you know, diced it up in a certain way, put pieces together, and made like this nice little ornament. And it was like, just because it's broken doesn't mean it can't be beautiful, right? So there's certain times in our lives where we feel like we're losing ourselves, but in that presence of losing yourself, that's actually the journey of, you know, really figuring out who you are and who you're aiming to be. You know, a lot of times I get scared when I hear something like align with your true self, because when I look at my true self, I've been tainted with so many things, like with so many subliminal things, like just being transparent, just being honest with y'all. Like sexual impurity is one of the hierarchy things, like, you know, in myself, you know, being like, yo, am I like, do I have to like wait the marriage? Like, everything that comes, you know, with, you know, certain gateways being open, allowing certain entities in, you know, like how sleeping with someone, you create soul ties. So you're taking that on their emotional, like their spiritual essence, you're taking on whatever physical ailments they might have, and everything that, you know, now you put it on yourself and now you got to deal with it. You know what I'm saying? Things like that. It's so difficult, you know, being able, looking at myself and saying, okay, well, I can feel how, you know, I don't cling on to these things as I used to, but I can still see how a lot of it's not going away. You know what I'm saying? I can still see how like certain characteristics and flaws about myself like are still there. So it leads me to believe that, you know, I'm not meant to, you know, be who I want to be, right? One of the reasons why I took away from this space is just because like I felt like I was somewhat putting up a facade, because Kat hit me up actually like last week, and she was like, because she was texting me, and I told her, I was like, yeah, she's like, I haven't heard from you. I'm like, yeah, I just been trying to, you know, get myself together, like spiritually, mentally, because I'm not where I want to be. And when she called me, she was like, yeah, I had to call you because that just doesn't sound like you. And it put things into perspective. I'm like, damn, like, bro, this is what I feel every day. This is what I feel every day I'm hopping on this call. This is what I feel every day when I'm hopping on these Zoom meetings, when I'm looking at these charts. Like, it makes it difficult, you know what I'm saying, to truly embrace, you know, the being that, you know, I aim to be and that I want to be, right? Like I was saying with being lost, I don't know if y'all ever been like on a highway and you're trying to get somewhere, and you have a certain destination, and your phone dies, so now you don't got GPS, right? I can remember that's happened to me a couple times, and then in that moment, I don't have an outlet. I don't have anything directing me, right? So in that moment, what I have to do is I just have to go, okay, what do I believe is best for me? You know what I'm saying? Which route is about to be the best one for me, right? Matter of fact, shice that. There was one time, matter of fact, recently, a couple months back, I was in the woods, and I just wanted to be in nature. So I just went to a path and I just started running. Just like jumping logs and trees and just moving through trees and stuff. And, you know, I got to a point, I came to this like big open field, and I got to the field and I just screamed. Like, I was like, you know, I just wanted to let it out. And then once I was done, I looked around and I was like, yo, where am I? I was like, I don't know where I'm at. Like, but you know what? Like, I believe that I came from this way, and I think it was this way. So, you know, I'm doing all this swerving and going back and forth. I'm like ducking under this tree, and I'm over this one. And I'm like, okay, what? everything looks the same. Everything is green, leafy. I see a stream, so like some water. I'm like, but I know that wraps around here, and literally, I just follow my belief, in myself. I told myself, I'm like, one thing that you've always been able to do, you've always been able to find the path, even when things might have fallen out of place, even when, nothing around you was looking familiar. Like you've always known how to get yourself together and get right. So I made it back home. Obviously, I'm on this call now. So I did find, exactly where it is I started. But the reason I say that is just because that's somewhat an analogy for, not being so heavy on yourself for not having it all together. Don't ever believe that because you have moments where you're not the most grateful person, or you're not the most spiritual individual, or you can't express that gratitude that you want, like that you don't deserve to break in the bands, or you don't deserve to see the results permeate out to life, because that's not the case. In all actuality, we're meant to feel every emotion. Like, if you feel angry, you need to let yourself feel that. If you feel sad, you need to let yourself feel that. You have to. You make sure you feel every emotion. You go through everything. But once you're done with those feelings, that's when you come back to love, right? Self-love. Because at the end of the day, you're going to have to go to sleep with yourself. And you don't want to go to sleep and wake up and not enjoy the skin that you be in, because there's no other you out here. There's no other person that's going to, yeah, we might all think alike, but your thoughts don't bounce how mine do. You know what I'm saying? Your interactions don't always play out how the next person's interaction does. And just understanding that everyone has flaws, one thing that I constantly think about, or I just look at and I just be like, yo, like, Donald Trump is richer than I am, bro. Like, how? Like, it can't be because he's a better person spiritually, or he's just, like he's so grateful and so humble, you know what I'm saying? Or anything like that. It's the fact that, he applied certain principles. He had a certain amount of self-love that he was able to look at himself, look at his vision, look at what he wanted, and brought it to reality, procured it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to be willing to take what you think, you know what I'm saying, is negative in you, or working against you, and make it work for you. You know what I mean? Because, like, what was I finna say? There's wow, train left the station. See you later. Anyways, you have to know that everything that's in you is in you for a purpose. It's come from somewhere. But it's all going to teach you. It's all going to teach you, especially when you seek answers. So when you sit down and you look at yourself in the mirror and start, I feel like one thing that we all always do is we always look outwards for answers, and what we desire, what we want from life, how we want to look, how we want to dress, how we want to think. But a lot of it is, like I say, a lot of it is just sitting right there in your chest, you know what I'm saying? Right there in your mind and your heart. Everything that you need, everything that you want to become, everything that, you desire. No, nobody else is going to be able to tell you. Like, a lot of people are going to be able to look at you and say, oh, I see this, or oh, I see this, and yeah, I see that. But they only know that because of what you presented to them, or, from their backgrounds and what they've seen before, and what they know. But it's like an onion, you know what I'm saying? There's always more to a person. There's always more to you. There's always things that, we try to run from, things that we try to hide from. But it takes bravery to really be able to look at yourself, love yourself, and take every fucking, excuse my language, every flaw, every thing that, you know, every sense of doubt, every fear, you take it and you make it yours because nothing owns you. You can't be a slave to anything. You know what I'm saying? You can't be a slave to yourself and your own worries. You can't let any of those type of things prohibit you from tackling, you know, like stepping into this battlefield called life. You know what I'm saying? You got to be willing and ready to look at it all, take it all in, and armor up. Because at the end of the day, when you do that, you become somewhat of a shepherd. You become someone that, especially if you're doing it in a transparent light where you present yourself like, yo, this happened. I used to think like this. I used to do this. I used to act like, now people are looking at you like, bro, like, thank you. Like, I needed to hear that because I thought I was the only one. Or, you know, bro, like this here has touched me in a way, like your experiences, you know, your trials and your tribulations, knowing that you went through these things, you've been through these struggles, and you still, you know, you're still smiling every day. You still, you know, holding up like X amount of business ventures. You still got like people that, you know, not worship you, but like, you know, praise you. Oh, not even praise you. You gotta be careful of these words, but you know, you got people that, you know, value you and admire you. You know, it makes you feel less alone, right? But the thing about it is, like, when it's the irony of it, because it's in your loneliness that you truly, you know, get that self-love. You know, a lot of people come home from work, you know, they hate being alone so much that, you know, any chance they get, they're going to pick up their phone and start scrolling, or they get home from work and they're going to turn on the TV. You know, they need distractions because you're such a dissonance within yourself that you don't even want to let your own thoughts ramble in your mind. And it gets like that sometimes, especially when you have like intrusive thoughts or things that, you know, that are popping up in your head that are just like, yeah, this isn't me. This isn't what I want to, you know, this isn't how I want to think. This isn't what I want to be. And all that comes in just due time and diligence with, you know, discipline, just really taking the time to, you know, manifest the reality that you want. So one thing that I personally have been, you know, recognizing and understanding is that my mind is everywhere. It's everywhere. Sheesh. I just got distracted in my mind. Yeah, I've been recognizing that. What have you been recognizing, Marlon? My apologies, y'all. Forget it. Flip the script. Next topic. Like I was saying, recognizing that a lot of, you know, what you want or what you are is about what you put into yourself. So take the time to, you know, meditate. Not only that, but, you know, cleanse. Give yourself a nice spiritual cleanse. You know what I'm saying? Me personally, like I told you, like I've had to take the time to, you know, try to remove certain soul ties of myself, because I learned that a lot of times when like anxiety kicks in or panic attacks occur, like things of such, or thoughts come into your mind that aren't yours, and you can recognize them and it's not being you, like you'll know that, okay, this possibly could be, you know, this. Another thing that I just in recollection, I'm just thinking, like, you know, what you put into your body, like what you feed yourself, is truly important, because once you start a certain pattern of thinking, right? You start a certain pattern of thinking, you start a certain array of action, and your body literally becomes, like, you become what you think is real. You know what I'm saying? So if you believe that you're depressed, you think you're depressed, then your body is going to say it's depressed, right? It's like smoking cigarettes. Like you're putting that nicotine and those chemicals in your body to the point where your body literally stops producing those chemicals in your head because it's coming from this, this substance. So when you stop taking the substance, it's almost like your body is like, yo, this isn't supposed to be happening like this. Like, nah, we need that. But your body has already shiced itself and already readjusted to, what was coming in, and literally started, it hasn't been producing the certain things you needed to produce. So like, to fight depression, you need like serotonin. I know that one way that I used to fight depression was just like sex. Like I'm gonna go over here. I'm gonna talk to her. We're gonna get down and diggity. It's gonna make me feel good. It's gonna make me feel like a man. It's gonna make me feel up. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna make me feel better about whatever's going on in my life. And then, you hit this block when you realize that, okay, now that I'm elevated and I'm thinking different, like none of that has actually ever helped me. You know what I'm saying? So, certain things that, we think, literally our body starts to produce more chemicals that make us think depression. So that's why sometimes when you're happy and you're doing good or you're feeling good, it's just like, boom, mood swing. All of a sudden, you don't feel it no more. It's literally because like there's a physiological process behind every thought that you have and every feeling that is occurring. Like when you feel sadness, your heart feels some type of way. When you feel happiness, you feel a certain way. You literally can feel your feelings. That's why they're called feelings. So, being able to, put the right type of food in your body. And I said this on the call last time. I just haven't been able to, because of my financial standpoint in this moment, I haven't been able to delve into the diet like that. But I promise y'all, once I do, I'm going there and I'm coming back with sauce. Like I'm gonna show y'all what I got up in store. You know what I'm saying, to really fix, the internal imbalances that we have in ourselves. Because like I said, I want everybody to be able to overcome, worry, doubt. I want everyone to be able to walk in that knowledge of, the higher self, because if we're just going to be honest, pain is not going to stop. Life is not going to stop. Like, if you think it's bad now, it can get worse, and it will get worse. But that's why you have to be stronger. You have to be better than you were last year, the day before, yesterday, because only more things are going to occur. You know what I'm saying? Nothing in this life is promised. No day is promised. Rest in heaven to, Wes Bray. I didn't really know him like that, but it made me, it kind of shook me. Like, I'm not even gonna lie, that shook me back into this space, because I was like, wow, like, we actually lost somebody from our team. Like, that shared the vision, that shared the goals, that, wanted to, take this seriously. So I'd be like, it made me think to myself, like, Marlon, what are you doing? Like, you really gonna take this for granted? You know what I mean? And, so in that memory and that light is like, it would have been a lot more painful, had we interacted a lot more, you know what I'm saying? Had we been, and I don't know if I would have been prepared for that in that moment. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. Like, if one of y'all on this call like ends up, not making it to the next day, like, I don't know how I'm going to literally like feel and think and things as such, So that's why it's in order for, in that preparation of knowing that one day you're gonna have to lose, what I'm saying, your brother or your mom, or what I'm saying. It's like, if that would happen tomorrow, like, what am I going to do? Am I going to quit everything and just like, just give up on myself, just lose myself in my despair, like start doing drugs, doing all this type of shit just to run away from the pain? Or am I going to, step up and be a pillar of excellence? Like, am I going to show people that, like, this is a commonality? Like, although it hurts, whatever it happens, and it's happening for the greater good. Like, do I really embody that way of thinking? Like, am I an optimist, or do I just talk about being positive? You know what I'm saying? Do I get up every day and show my siblings how to not quit or not give up? You know what I'm saying? Even in the midst of me going through some of the most like internal turmoil I've ever experienced. Because like I said, no day is promised, and everybody is going through something. Somebody has already went through what you're going through, or you might go through what they're going through. So that's why you can't. It's an important, it's important to really and truly walk the talk. You know what I mean? And God's gonna test you to see if you really about it. You know what I'm saying? He wants, especially if you have a greater purpose, especially if you are one of the few individuals in your family that can think different. You're a pioneer, like you're a pillar, you're an anchor. You're the type of person that people come to for advice. Like when people sit down with you, they learn something. When people talk to you, they say, yo, you make me feel like, that there are good people in this world. Like those are the type of people, like we're the type of people that like have to go through the most troubles, and not just go through the most troubles, but conquer the troubles. Because everybody's going to go through troubles, but only a select few people will be able to actually conquer it, stand up, and still smile. You know what I'm saying? Only a select people will be able to take the hits to the chin, get knocked down, and get up and say it was just a scratch. You see what I'm saying? It was just it's a new day, it's a new reality. So all of that starts with self-love, because as the world changes, as everything changes, as we gain people, we lose people, we create attachments, we lose it, we detach. One thing that one person that you're gonna have to see every day is you, right? And you're gonna change as well. So it's not even about what you look like physically. You know what I'm saying? It's about what are you holding on to in here? Like, what's your pillar of excellence? Like sitting like right here. Like, what do you hold dear to you? What is a part of you that you pray that you never lose? Me personally, it's my heart. I've been through countless of interactions where, I've been forced to, shell up and become hard. Like, quick anecdote. When I was what, like 4 or 5, I don't know, my spirit, I came out the womb, just big smiles, everybody getting love. What's up? What's happening? Like, I don't know, no troubles. I ain't even that, you know what I'm saying? To the point where, I was soft. And I guess like I was a crybaby. So my mom used to actually pay people to like, come and kick my ass. I was like first grade. I was like first grade, and like fourth or fifth grade, it used to just like, you know what I'm saying, come through to like, bada bing, bada boom the kid. And it used to be to the point where like, if I I get my ass whooped out there, and if I ended up crying and then like running away from it, I'd go in the house and get an ass whooped. Woo! I don't know how long it lasted, but when I tell you, like, I sat down with myself, I was like, bruh, like, it's not about to be a thing. And then one day I just clicked, and then he came out. I just started and the next thing I know, I'm getting in trouble for fights at school, and now I'm getting in trouble for getting in trouble. So now I'm like, you know what I'm saying? But I forgot even why I mentioned that. Yeah, what are you holding on to? So, I had to, so my mom came and told me, like, she was like, listen, I don't want you to just be bullying people, or I don't want you to be just out here just getting into all type of altercations. No, that's not what this is about. This is about, you being able to defend yourself, you being able to protect your siblings, because you're gonna need to be able to protect. You have a little sister. I was like 4 at the time, so my little sister was 2. She was like, she told me straight up, like, I'm gonna need you to be a protector, because that's what you are. So, with that understanding, I came to myself like, all right, well, I still don't want to let him go. I still don't want to let that good-hearted, good person just like leave. So, it didn't go away. You know what I'm saying? I just had to readjust, fit it a certain way. So now I walk around like, yo, I'm one of the happiest, go luckiest guys that you'll ever meet. But if you get on my bad side, there's a whole nother side I can tap into, and you don't want to see that. You don't want to know that. And it's actually one of the most like humbling things. It makes it easier for me to be nice because I know how bad it can get if I let the other, other side of me take over and just like, throw away all type of like morals and nah, boy, you finna get to work, right? So with that being said, though, it's like, I still hold on, like no matter what type of, I've had people steal from me. I've had, women, cheat on me. So and then I've turned around and I've even still, okay, I cheated one time. I was young. I myself, I don't make it a priority to go out and, purposely hurt people that I'm interacting with. You know what I'm saying? I don't harbor my pain. I've never harbored my pain in a way that it was emitted and displaced onto the next individual. So now they have to, now they're receiving the repercussions of all the pain that I'm going through. Like people, and just growing up, I realized, okay, there is something about myself that I'm glad, like, because I come from a very toxic household. Like my mom and dad were always arguing and beating on each other, and very a lot of physical, emotional, and verbal abuse. So and it was difficult for me growing up. It later on manifested into like emotional issues, like in being able to express emotion. But aside from that, like, when I go home, I just stick to me. I stick to me, what I believed, what I wanted. When it was time for me to babysit, like I'm not finna just take my anger out on my jits or anything like that, anything of the sort. And when I go out to school, when I go out to the world, like I'm not acting up. I'm not giving the teachers. I mean, I might talk a lot just because that's just who I am, but I'm not acting up in class just because I want to be a badass student. I'm not going out and, like I say, bullying on nobody. I'm not picking on the kid because I'm actually the type of person that's going to hang out with a person that no one wants to hang out with because, like, why are y'all not going to hit this guy's a person as well? So I was always, and I didn't cling to these people. I just, if I seen that you were in need, like if you already got a group of friends and you good, bro, then you good. You don't need me to hang out with you. But if I see that, like you don't really got nobody to hang out with, you sit by yourself, you sit alone, I'm gonna come over there and I'm gonna come vibe with you. I'm gonna give you a little piece of, soul to let you know that, like, bro, like, ain't nobody, like, everybody's not out here to be a judgmental, character. Everybody's not here to, make fun of you or make you feel like you don't have any friends. Like, let me be that person to show you that, there is different out here. I kind of use that same light in how I move with my interaction with women, which is kind of backfired on me sometimes because I won't be wanting a relationship. However, I'll truly want to show, because I feel like that's one thing, like, it's just always a thing, like, everyone experiences heartbreak. And heartbreak because, like, a lot of us men just ain't shit, So it's like, I'm like knowing that, I'm a balanced individual. I'm not the most perfect individual, but like, I can offer things in a way that I know you probably haven't experienced before. It's like, let me give you a side of that. Like, let me show you, like, that there is good in this world. So even if I can't give you the whole world, like I might not be your guy or that guy for you, but let me show you that there are men out here, because I'm even though I'm a rare breed, rare means that there is others. You see what I'm saying? So that you can interact with this type of soul. There's a possibility of you and if I'm interacting with you, it has to be for a reason, it has to be for a purpose. It's opening your light, opening you to, opportunity of, opening your heart to more, So like my piece of advice is, if you know that there's something about yourself that you don't want to lose, that there's something about yourself that you value, that, like, that no one else does, but how you wake up every day, how you think about why you do what you do, why you're doing Forex, why are you traveling the world, why you opening up this amount of businesses, why you rapping, why you singing, like, whatever it is, there's something, as much as we try to say like, oh, it's for this person, it's for that person, like there's something in you that makes you want to do that for those people. So the piece of advice is, find that and nurture it, because that's going to be a pillar, like in the middle. That's going to be your anchor in the middle of the storm to hold your ship down. You know what I'm saying? That's going to be what keeps you, afloat, and it prohibits you from doing a lot of unnecessary damage, taking unnecessary action in life, doing a lot of experiments and exploring, and like you know that, all right, this is who I am, this is what I want, this is for me, this is for you, mom, this is for you, little brother, this is for you, Grimes, or you, friend, or you, girlfriend, or I'm doing this because this is who I am. Because if you decide to switch on me, I'm not gonna switch on you. You see what I'm saying? If you decide to get up and walk out on me, I'm not gonna walk out on you, right? And like I say, a lot of that comes from, self-love, but one thing I know that it has made, I feel like I had it, for a while when I was younger, growing up, but adulthood just became that, but it became a lot of pressure because, you have a lot more responsibility. But, ensuring that you have a higher power to connect to, whether you're a spiritual person, whether you're a Muslim, you're a Buddhist, a Christian, Pentecostal, like whatever it is, like, connect to that higher power, because nothing that you have or that you instill with is you. It's not yours. You know what I'm saying? Your body is not yours. Your mind is not yours. Like it comes from somewhere. You know what I'm saying? It comes from something. Like a lot of why we come out the way we come out, we're predisposed a certain way because of our genetic makeup, because of who our parents are and what they went through and the traumas that they went through, and their grandparents. You know what I'm saying? And their great grandparents. Like, so now we're just a compilation of all the positive and negatives of our ancestors that are compiled and then brought into us. And then we're like, oh yeah, this is me. But actually, like, you're not, you know what I'm saying? And on top of that, we spend a lot of time, observing. Like, we don't even know how we look until we, see a reflection. You see what I'm saying? So we spend a lot of time seeing what we want to look at and what we want to look like. And we're taking all this in and creating a version of ourselves. Like, I can tell you that that's one of the things that I've always done was I'm watching people like, you know what, you're cool. I like that. I like the way you're wearing that shirt. I feel like that'll look nice on you. That, not so much. I'm not gonna do that. Right? Yeah, I'm fucking with that. You know what I'm saying? So then I take from this person, that person, and I was like, oh wow, you're so unique. And it's like, yeah, I was just a good chameleon, you know what I'm saying? Which is what we all are, whether it be from people, your environment, situations. It all comes from something that like necessarily is not yours. You see what I'm saying? So that's the reason I say, find that pillar for yourself and connect that to your higher power. You know what I'm saying? Because God's not gonna switch on you either. As much as because, even though you say you're not gonna switch on yourself, I give up on myself way too often. In this present day, I let my own doubts and fears creep up into and destroy what it is I'm trying to build for myself, too often than I like. But when I sit down and I talk to God and I say, all right, man, like, regardless of what I feel, regardless of what I think or what I believe, you're not going to let this, you know what I'm saying? You're not going to let this overcome you. You see what I'm saying? You didn't design me this way. You didn't put me in this position. You didn't. This is your problem. You solve it. It sounds selfish and lazy, but I didn't ask for this. I didn't. Unless you know something I didn't. Like, I didn't come to you in the spirit and the soul and say, hey, put me in that physical body with that guy, with those people, and I want to come out around that, and I want to go through all of that stuff. I didn't ask for this. Therefore, fix it. You need to bring to me whatever it is I need. You need to manifest for me the teachings, the learning, the people, the environment, the food, whatever it is I need to become what it is that I truly want to be or need to be for you. And you're claiming that this is your purpose, then handle that, big dog. Make sure you handle that for me. Because if you let me do it and you let free will take over, I don't know what's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna just feel like everything I'm doing is just right, which has put me in the position that I am now, sitting at my mom's crib, trying to make it shake now. You know what I'm saying? My 2020, I tell y'all, my 2020 wasn't going to look like this, but I was like, you know what, man? Like, yeah, I don't mind doing this. I could just let my apartment go and bada bing, bada boom. And now that I'm living in a reality that I created because I was the masculine, I didn't let the universe do its thing. I was trying to control the universe and make things shake for me, right? Now I'm sitting up here and I'm upset now. I'm like, okay, that's cool. All right, so I don't really know if I should be trying to follow myself right now the way that I think right now. I need a little more work done. So before I try to make any real decisions, I'm gonna let you do it, bro. Like you do it. You know, I can't really move. Like I be nervous. I be nervous about making decisions because how do I know I'm not backing myself into another corner? You know, that doubt, that fear of the past failure is like, how do I know like this is going to be, you know, what it is? So that's why when you connect to that higher power, when you connect yourself to that source, you don't gotta second guess it. You don't gotta second guess it. Like I was playing football in the league, and I was there, and I'm like, man, should I be going to the game right now? I'm like, boom, somebody got the Rona from the sidelines. I was like, no, don't do that, bro. Like, you know, I said, don't do that. Boom, go to another game, and you know, we playing. And I'm like, God, like, should I really be doing this? I'm like, you know, I love the ball, bro. Like, you know, like this is a passion of mine. Like, but should I be here in this present moment? And at the end of that game, somebody shot up the game, bro. Somebody just started shooting at. They were like, I got my siblings with me and all, and I'm just like, say less. I'm like, say less. Like if I was looking for a sign, there it is. Like you just have to be willing to listen, you know, because a lot of times we don't want to take it in, you know what I'm saying? But a lot of times we ask for it, we plead for it, we beg for it, and then when we get that thump in the head, you're like, okay, what was that supposed to mean? But it's like, yo, I'm there. You have, you know what I'm saying? So that's why I took my leave and protect myself. You know, I ain't trying to get into no situations with COVID and nobody shoot me or anything like that. So, just make sure we take the time to look inwards. Whenever you're like worried, scared, look inwards, talk to yourself, manifest it. Manifestation is real. Quick side piece. I don't know if y'all seen this on my story, but like it was just something that helped me because I do deal with like OCD and anxiety and things as such. Because I have a fear of like my negative thoughts manifesting into my reality. But thing about manifestation is intention. So intrusive thoughts and negative feelings and emotions only manifest when you put an intention behind it. You know what I'm saying? So don't think that because you're not having a perfect mindset or you're not having a positive way of thinking all the time that you're going to manifest a negative reality for you. Like the only reason I'm living in my mom's house, how I'm living in my mom's house, even though I thought about it before, is because I literally told myself I am okay with da 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 da, and then I put intention behind it. I let my apartment. What was it like? I didn't get evicted, but we let the lease go up and we didn't want to pay it anymore. That the feeling is the secret to manifestation. Yes. Oh, I don't know. Cause like when it comes to feelings, like I don't be feeling great either. I don't be feeling good. I be feeling angry. I be feeling like angry and like distraught. And then positive things still get, because I put an intention on it. And I put that intention of like, this is I want this to come to me. This is going to come, and then boom, it'll happen. So it'll bring me out of that like that rut of that internal rut of just being like so dissonant in myself and so lost internally. Like when I see that I manifested something positive, aside from even though I might have been thinking negative the whole day or I was running from like doubt and fears, like okay, bet God, you came in and you gave me some chocolate candy for being a good kid today. You know what I'm saying, for not letting things overcome me. But that being said, like I truly do appreciate and love all of y'all for, just giving me this space to be here, to be able to watch y'all growth, being able to see y'all, smack ranks and, be consistent. Just seeing the growth that the team has had just in the last month and a half alone. We got the raffle coming up. Just seeing the progression that, we've made thus far, especially since I first started. I'm very appreciative of being able to not only be behind the scenes making things shake with y'all, but just being able to, witness the greatness happen. It's a different feeling when you hop into an org and they already popping and they already got everything going and, what I'm saying, big bank, big bucks, everything. It's a different feeling when, we're all pulling it out the mud together and slowly but surely you're seeing, people get raw. You know what I'm saying? Like Juan smacking right now. Like, yo, it's like a bro at one point, like opulence in itself, like Nick said, it was only me, her, and Christian for like months. Now we like 30, almost 30 plus deep. Like, when did that happen, bro? And it makes me feel, I'm not gonna say I feel shitty or anything, but everyone has their own time, like I said, because I know I haven't done enough to bring that momentum. But then that just might be my own personal thing, because let me say this and I'll get off this phone and one of them gonna message me and be like, bro, you can't say that, da 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 da. So I'm gonna leave that where it's at. But I'm just glad to see it happen. Like watching Naquana hit P6. It's just like I've seen her talk about it. I've like screamed at it with her, like like, yo, you got this. Like, we're going, like, if I can do anything to like help you, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and let me do such. So that's why, I'm keeping myself still. I'm making sure not to, give up on the space, making sure not to, second guess what it is that our team has going on, because we have momentum being a set of individuals all on one mindset, all moving towards one common goal. You know what I'm saying? One band, one sound, and just watching it slowly but surely unfold. And then once we get to that point where, we're chairman or y'all are chairman and I'm P5, like, I don't care how it works out. Like, it's going to happen. But to see it happen and to see growth in individuals and just knowing that, not only was I a part of it, but, in some way, shape, or form, I was assistant to, making that shape, making it happen, because everything, like, it's like a camera. Like, all we know to do, like, is to click the camera, click, and we got a picture. But if in that camera you were missing just that one tiny piece, right? Like, you were missing that one tiny piece within that camera, the whole camera would be dysfunctional. You see what I'm saying? So, just make sure that, I want to continue to bring as much value as I can. I want to be as present as I can. I want to make sure I don't get left behind, because y'all are running and y'all are doing the damn thing. Like, it's a beautiful process, man. It's like watching not just a tree, but a whole forest. Like, it's like watching the forest come to life, and you're seeing, like, okay, now you're seeing like at first, like, it was barren land. It's like everything was burnt. And you know how they say, like, yo, even though it's burned and it looks bad, like, an acorn is a seed. It might take some time, but eventually the birds and bees will come back. And that's what it feels like it's happening right now. Like, you're actually seeing, like, bushes and shrubs and, like, bugs starting to flow around from an area that was, like, desolate at one point. And it's like, wow, it's actually happening. Like, it's actually happening, bro. So with that being said, I need you to love you before anything, first and foremost, because just the better that, you are within yourself, the better that you're going to come out and interact with us and feed the team, feed the people, and just create more, a higher vibration, create just more momentum and more positive energy to get us to where we want to go. So, like, to everyone on this call, like, I speak as if, like, I'm doing great. Actually, I'm doing great, like, better than I've ever been. So if anybody at any shape or form, any way, just wants to speak, just needs to vent, just like, and not have to hear about it again. Like, if you just feel lonely and you just want to just, like, regurgitate some stuff and just let it out, dump it somewhere, and, get a word, get anything, like, I'm a phone call away, man. Like, if I can't do anything else, I know what I can do, and that's off of solace. Like, that's one thing I do know about myself, is I bring a certain amount of, peace. So Yo, man, I better get some phone calls because I'm trying to be like a little counselor, low key, to make sure all my people straight. You feel me? But like I said, y'all keep doing what y'all doing. We running it up. We not stopping. It's only up from here. My account is actually looking really nice. I just need to hit a band, and once I hit a band, like we gonna start bragging. Like it's gonna happen though. But with that being said, y'all, peace and love to everyone. What time is it? 57. Yo, I do this every time. Oh. I don't know how, so I don't know how, so but turn it. But like I said, y'all gonna see me, man. I'm gonna see y'all. Thank y'all for the love and support, and just know that, man, I'm 10 toes about you. I'm here. Like I want to see everybody do great, and if I can do anything in any way, shape, or form to bring that for y'all to prosper, trust and believe. Like if you don't trust and believe in anything else, like if you ask, it shall be given. Dead ass. Like I'm just that type of person. So I love y'all. Say less, stay blessed, and I'm gonna see y'all on the flip side.